We are ready today for the round and pound with AC Sound, Bobby Hill, and El Guapo, El Tío.
His name is not Bobby Hill. Who the hell is Bobby Hill?
That's Bobby Hill. He grew up.
That's my purse! I don't know you!
Who are you talking
From, Frank Hill on that TV show.
Oh, Hank Hill.
Yeah, Hank Hill's his son right there. I'm a soul pleasure.
Oh, Bobby!
Bobby.
Oh, the one that sold propane accessories.
That's him, man.
Oh, shit. Oh, bro, he got jokes today, bro.
Yeah, I'm so honored. The whole time I was talking with the curly, but it all came to connection, the hair, the look. Bobby Hill is here today.
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah.
When you have to thoroughly explain what you're talking about to make someone laugh, that's not funny.
Oh,
You're right. That's why I talk all the time.
Oh,
it's all good.
Oh, damn. Again, Bobby.
Yeah. I hope you can do the same voice in the cartoon right now.
All right. All right, we're going to do round and pound, all right?
So the first question for round and pound is, does the change in the trainer affect Fury after he had too much success in the first fight? And you guys got 3 minutes.
Just to clarify, I don't think there was sex involved.
Well, no, he's doing that masturbating 7 times a day thing, so there's definitely not sex involved. That sounds like that. So first off,
What are some of the other things that you're doing to prepare for this fight?
I'm masturbating 7 times a day.
how do you have time to do that? Like, how do you have time to train
7 times?
7 times?
You've
Like,
never done that?
7 times in a day?
Damn,
No.
bro, we could talk that off air, bro.
Well, how about we don't talk about that off air? That's just weird. Like, I mean, like, your other guy that was here, he was all about, we should need to talk about smashing, not the Bible. Not the Bible. 7 times a day.
7 times.
Well, you know what? Let me tell you, man.
that gives you life, man.
I think I'm curious on this because I know Ben was really young, but just watching a lot of his breakdown of the fight now, of the videos that he's been coming out with, very intelligent guy, very intelligent, very calculated. So I'm curious of why it was changed. Why he changed over to the new trainer from what was his name?
Sugar Hill.
Sugar Hill.
Stewart.
Yeah, from over there at Kronk Gym, right? So I'm curious because a lot of his strategies was to be able to take away that right hand, right? And the way to take away that right hand was to be able to jab him upstairs, and putting pressure on that hand, so that way that hand is cocked back here, trying to block. That right hand is trying to block that left hand, right? That jab. And where that power wasn't generating from up here, it's more down here, ready to get cocked back, right? Just getting them into the ropes and having them, throw all those haymakers and using that Philly shell roll. Because, I mean, he was doing that shoulder roll.
Who was doing that?
Tyson Fury.
Oh, yeah, the guy he looks like he lost a lot of weight.
He did lose a lot of weight.
Yeah,
He did lose a lot of weight.
That's him, right?
He did lose a lot of weight. So I'm curious on what he's going to bring, Sugar Hill's going to bring to this that he wasn't getting with Ben. I'm curious on that because I think it's a big mistake. I'm hoping I'm lost. I'm lost of what he's going to bring to the table after he had so much success. What do you think?
I don't know what he's going to bring to the table in terms of anything. One thing I do know is the late, great Manny Stewart, who ran Kronk Gym, in what Sugar Hill was a disciple of.
Yeah.
One thing Manny Stewart was absolutely fantastic at was maximizing the talent of big heavyweight fighters.
Right.
He resurrected Lennox Lewis. He resurrected Klitschko. So if anybody knows how to do that, it's somebody in the Kronk Gym. The question is, does he really need that? I thought he won the fight pretty handily, even with the knockdowns. I'm not sure. It's kind of like a catch-22 when you won a fight easily. Like, I think he won the fight easily, even though the judges didn't agree with me. It's kind of a catch-22 where, like, you don't want to do the same thing again because you don't want to be predictable. But at the same time, you don't want to stray away from the things that won you the first fight pretty easily. So it's kind of like a balance there. And maybe, I mean, in all honesty, Tyson Fury, no matter who his trainer's going to be, is going to be a counter puncher. Is going to be a guy who's going to make you miss. Is going to be a guy who uses his jabs and uses his speed and his incredible footwork for his size. He has incredible footwork for his size. So he's always going to be that guy, no matter who his trainer is, I believe.
And
I don't think he's going to
key.
turn. I don't think he's going to turn into like a knockout puncher. I don't think he's trying to turn into a knockout puncher. If he tries to turn this into a firefight, it's not going to be a long night because Wilder's going to win a firefight all day because he's got the power. I think that, I mean, people are like, oh, Fury's going to knock Wilder out. I can see like an accumulation of punches, but Fury is not a one-hitter quitter. He never will be. So I really don't. Perhaps that he wanted. That we done talking?
Well, we're out of time, but I just want to go ahead and reiterate that I feel that I'm a little confused on this. That he's not gonna bring anything to the table. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we're gonna have to find out on that.
Absolutely.
That sounds good. Okay. So the next question for Charlie Brown.
I thought you saying his name was Bobby.
I don't know. I keep getting confusing with Charlie Brown. Bobby. I think Bobby Hill's probably the best one, right?
Good grief.
Oh
Or
shit!
Kalu growing up, right?
Why you always gotta pick fights with my guests,
I
bro?
don't know because they look entertaining.
The first guest you stole his
He stole my burritos.
Wait, he stole your burritos. Oh, my
Shit.
bad. Ernie's being nice to you, bro.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Shoot, bro.
Kind of like.
What do you got? What do you got on your second question, bro?
The second question is: can Fury win by KO?
Woo! That's a great question, Theo. That's a great question, Theo.
I want to hear Ernie. What you should say, Ernie?
Can he win by KO? Absolutely. It's a heavyweight fight. Anything can happen. In a heavyweight fight, everyone's one punch away from getting knocked out. Is it going to happen? I think that's the least likely outcome out of the four. You know, if there's 5 outcomes, a draw, Wilder by KO, Wilder by decision, Fury by decision, Fury by KO. I think the least likely thing is Fury by KO out of those 5 decisions because
Least likely?
least likely, yeah,
Okay.
because he is not a one. Like I said, what we said before, Deontay Wilder was losing the Ortiz fight, one right hand, boom, over with. Tyson Fury is not that fighter. He's never been that fighter. He's never ever really hurt a top flight heavyweight. Yeah, he beat Klitschko. He didn't really hurt him though. He beat him, but he didn't hurt him. He beat Wilder, in my opinion, even though it was a draw. He didn't hurt him. So what's gonna? I mean, I don't think he really, unless there's like an accumulation of punches that he's not gonna. I think that's the only way he can win by KO. It would be more of like a TKO. I don't think that he really has a shot to win this fight by KO unless he catches again. But they are heavyweights. He's gonna be they're still big guys, and one punch, the punch you don't see when you're that big could knock you out. However, I just think that out of the 5 outcomes of this fight, I think that's the least likely outcome.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think Tyson Fury is going to knock him out. I think he's going to knock him out is because when you mentioned Klitschko was a guy that was very robotic. And would sit on his punches, would actually have his feet planted. What's his name? Deontay Wilder's feet is all over the place. His hands are all over the place. And you said it. It's the punch that you don't see. And when your feet are not placed in the right proximity of each other, where they're actually set, when you actually have your weight behind your feet, on your feet, you're going to get knocked out, bro. And like you said, it's a heavyweight. This guy is not no small guy. You know what I mean? So when you have over 260 pounds of force coming at you, 6'9", coming from a 6'9" body frame, there's gonna be some power in there. And I have a feeling the reason why he brought Sugar Hill into the training camp is because I feel that he wants to. Sugar Hill is gonna bring that power into power punches, punching him the right way. I don't care what anybody says. You're not born with power. You're not born with strength or with knockout power. I believe if you know how to hit just right, and obviously if you're a strong fighter, I believe that's the proper way to be able to build a knockout artist, right? Because these knockout artists it's not just throwing haymakers all the time, right? I mean, that's why we always talk about Deontay Wilder, a rare breed, because of the fact that he really doesn't have boxing ability, doesn't have technique, where he doesn't go in to do 1-2, doesn't have great footwork, doesn't sit on his punches. He just throws wild haymakers, right? But so I feel because of his feet placement and Tyson Fury continuously continuously, peppering him with jabs and then connecting with him, I think he's going to get frustrated, very frustrated, just like he was getting frustrated in the Ortiz fight. And I feel that his feet are going to get out of placement, and it's going to knock him out with the right hand.
I say so.
I believe that Tyson Fury knockout is going to be taking place for sure.
Well, can they fight the elusive Andy Ruiz,
Who's Andy Ruiz?
the Mexican Gallo Negro?
I think he means Andy Ruiz.
Oh, Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, that's what I say, man.
Remember, he doesn't speak Spanish. Remember, he got his.
Andy Ruiz Mas Gordo.
Well, let me.
you want like a Andy Ruiz? He does 3 diets at the same time. He does his regular diet, he likes keto diet, and then eats whatever he wants.
Well, you know what?
Hey, Slav or Dad.
Yeah. So let's go with the next question. If Fury is victorious, who do you see him fighting first?
Well, speaking about Andy Ruiz, right? Andy Ruiz. First off, we need to find out who's going to be his trainer, and I feel that Andy Ruiz, if he can get one more fight against a top 3 contender, he slides right back into the heavyweight title contention, right? But I don't think it would be Andy Ruiz if we're talking about Tyson Fury, right?
Yeah.
If he's victorious.
You knock him out like Chavez, or I don't know. I think if he quits eating and maybe you give a chance for everybody else to eat.
I think Tyson Fury will have an easier way to fight Anthony Joshua as opposed to Deontay Wilder making the fight with Anthony Joshua.
He looks furious, man. Like,
so I personally think Tyson Fury's next opponent, if he were to be victorious, he were to fight Anthony Joshua. He were to fight Anthony Joshua and unify for the titles.
I think he eventually fights Anthony Joshua. I think it would be the second fight. I think he would take a stay busy fight in between, honestly.
Ooh, you think so?
It just depends on what Anthony Joshua's schedule is because he hasn't announced a fight yet. So they're fighting in 2 weeks, February 22nd, in 10 days. Fury and Wilder. Joshua does not have a fight scheduled yet. So you're talking about, so if they announce the fight tomorrow, they're probably not fighting until May or June, right? They're probably not fighting, maybe end of April, maybe June. So that's going to be a couple months right there. And then I talked to Eddie Hearn in Phoenix, and he said he only has he only wants AJ fighting twice this year. So the next fight's probably going to be November or December. So is Fury going to want to stay inactive from February to November or December? I can see him taking a stay busy fight in between, and then having the big unification fight afterwards.
Well, we'll get into the Anthony Joshua. Well, you know what? Now that we're already on the Anthony Joshua, we still got some time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think there's a reason why Anthony Joshua hasn't announced the fight. I think he's waiting to see who is going to win on this fight.
Maybe.
And I feel like if Deontay Wilder wins, we already know they've been trying to make the fight for the past year and a half or 2 years.
At least,
right?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen anytime soon.
0%.
So what I'm saying is the Tyson Fury, I feel that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight could happen. Now, you said Eddie Hearn said that he wants him to fight twice this year. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to happen. So if there's a big mega fight, and especially a unification fight with the lineal heavyweight champion, I think that's the fight to make, and that's only one fight, and that would be a great fight to make.
I 1,000,000% agree with you. I'm just saying how I think it's going to happen. I want, if Fury wins on the 22nd, they should unify everything. Absolutely. The only problem is that Joshua has 2 mandatories, and those 2 shaking bodies are kind of being very steadfast, and he fights the mandatory. But how do you, if you have a unification fight, it would be for all the belts, because in theory, Fury would have the WBC. How do you not have that fight in Wembley Stadium?
And that's why there's always step-aside money.
Exactly.
So
and Eddie Hearn's got the blood money from from Saudi Arabia. He's got plenty of step-aside money.
So you guys
and one other thing now was Usyk got hurt. Usyk just got hurt in training, so that's one less person he has to deal with.
There's a reason why there's step-aside money.
So the only person you'd have to, at the moment, the only person he'd have to give step-aside money to would be Pulev.
There you
because his other mandatory, Usyk, just got injured.
You know what I say? Let's go to a clip of Bobby Hill 10 years ago. Check it out. So,
That's a great one.
so the next question is,
Oh man, you are fucking nuts.
okay. If Wilder wins and retires after this fight undefeated, does he become a GOAT? Or does he need Joshua? And if so, would he be the GOAT then?
Why would he be a GOAT, bro? What do you mean by that?
Like GOAT means like the GOAT greatest of all time.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah, man. That's
Damn,
what they
I'm
call it.
surprised.
Chavez to me is the greatest of all time. There's nobody else gonna say the GOAT. But you know what? I'm reading this stupid shit. But no matter what it says, Chavez is a GOAT. Nobody else.
All right. Here we go. Well, you know what?
I say.
What do you think?
In terms of the greatest heavyweight of all time, no. I think he would be an all-time great, but without Joshua, I think history's gonna really not blame Wilder for not fighting Joshua. I think a lot of people they're not gonna blame Wilder for not fighting Joshua because I think that a lot of people blame Joshua for the fight not happening on Joshua's side. Whether it's true or not, I think that's the public perception. So, does he need that fight to stamp his legacy? Absolutely not. Because if he beats Fury this time around, I don't think is he going to be a GOAT? No. Is he going to be the best heavyweight of his generation? Probably. But being a GOAT, I mean, my goodness. I mean, his resume up until the past couple of years is a bunch of tomato cans, and that might be offensive to tomato cans.
Okay,
and that's not his
let's
fault.
clarify this question then.
Yes.
Let's clarify this question because now I'm curious on what you're gonna say to this. When we say the GOAT, we're talking about heavyweight GOAT.
Yeah, not Chavez.
No, we're talking about
Chavez is
we're
GOAT.
talking about heavyweight GOAT.
Yes.
Okay.
Now there's a lot of people that think that Rocky Marciano, who also retired undefeated at 49-0, is one of the greatest of all times at heavyweight. Okay, if this guy retires now, I believe that would put him at 50-0.
Something like that, yeah. 50
Okay,
1, yeah.
50-0 with 49 knockouts. Okay, and you said if the Joshua fight doesn't happen, the public would know that it's not because of Deontay Wilder.
Absolutely not.
So if you think about it, he's fought everybody, and I'm defending him because, first of all, let me clarify this: I'm not a big Deontay Wilder fan at all. But hey, proof is in the pudding. He's fought the best of the best in his era, and he's knocked out everybody.
Yes.
Everybody. So, and when you say that the public would excuse him of him not fighting Anthony Joshua because they know it's not coming from him, how would you not consider him one of the greats or the greatest heavyweight of all time?
Because and this is not his fault, but his era is not as loaded with great heavyweight fighters as other eras. Like compare his resume to Muhammad Ali or George Frazier or George Foreman or even Evander Holyfield, even Lennox Lewis. Their resumes are just better. They fought better heavyweights. They fought their resume was, and it's not Deontay Wilder's fault.
Yeah.
But it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's not his fault that he hasn't fought a better resume because the one guy won't fight him, and there's really not a lot of great heavyweights right now. But that's not his fault. But at the same time, he is not in that. He can't be in. I don't think he's in that. Is he one of the GOATs? Yes. But is he on that level with like Ali and those guys? No, he's just below them, in my opinion.
If he knocks out Tyson Fury, in my eyes, he is the greatest heavyweight of all time. If he knocks him out and stays undefeated and knocks out everybody, and I understand what you're saying about him fighting tomato cans before, but maybe the last 7 fights, he's fought the best of the best. He didn't have to give a rematch to King Kong Ortiz.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, damn. You know what I mean? I mean, damn. He might not have great boxing ability, but like he says, he doesn't have to be perfect for 12 rounds. He just has to be perfect for one punch, and that's incredible.
But here's my question really quickly. Luis Ortiz is probably his second best. He beats Fury, that'd be number one. I think Luis Ortiz would be his second best win, right? Would it be his second best win?
Yes.
Now take Lennox Lewis. Where would you put Luis Ortiz in his win? When he beat Holyfield, when he beat Tyson, when he beat Galata, when he beat Tua, when he beat McCall in the rematch, when he beat Rockman in the rematch?
Well, you got to remember, Hasim Rockman, he's a C-level fighter. Absolutely. C-level fighter.
I would say B, not C.
Evander Holyfield was already past his prime. Way past his prime.
How old is Luis Ortiz? He's like 174.
We don't know, right?
Yeah.
We don't know. But we also don't know. What we do know is the Cuban fighters are great boxers.
Yes.
And this man is a great boxer.
Oh, I love
great
King Kong.
boxer.
That's not what I'm
great
saying.
boxer, and you throw in the punching power that he had. So yeah, I mean, I personally think King Kong Ortiz, in his prime, would have done magnificent in the 80s or the 90s. Great. Okay.
Well, in fairness, he might have been in his prime in the 80s or 90s.
Maybe.
Because we don't know how
But we
old
didn't
he
know
is.
him. We didn't know him, right? But hey, man, we can go on. We can go on and on.
So I said, let's cut to the chase, and who is gonna win and how. In my opinion, I think Wilder is gonna knock out the Bull. He looks like Bull from Night Court.
Who?
You know watch Night Court back in the 90s?
No.
He's a tall
Did you?
security guard,
Oh,
bald.
dude, Night Court was awesome.
One of the best
No, I
shows.
didn't watch that.
But White Court was definitely some white people shit, like Theo and I.
Oh,
what-
Theo.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Theo, you're white now.
No, I watched it like I was somehow it came on TV
Okay.
on cable TV, and I
Okay.
saw I saw Bull fighting, so I was like, wow, this guy can fight.
Okay. Well, who do you think? Well, let's ask Theo. Who do you think Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? What's gonna happen and what round?
Well, while I'm drinking or not drinking.
When you're drinking, we're watching boxing.
That's-
We're drinking,
The
baby.
problem is I have blackouts, so right now that I'm sober, I think a little bit. I think I'm going for the Bull or to win, but the way I saw the highlights, I think Wilder is gonna win it.
You think Wilder's gonna win it?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you think
knockout.
Wilder's gonna win, he's gonna win by knockout, right?
Knockout, yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
What round?
I'll say probably the 6th round.
6th round. Deontay
Sixth
Wilder. What do you got?
I don't see the fight really being much different from the first time. So I think Fury's gonna win more rounds, but who knows how the decision's gonna go.
Right.
So I just, I really, despite everything that we talked about,
Yeah.
Fury's gonna box circles around Wilder, and I think that he really, what the Kronk fighters did when Klitschko got knocked out by Lehman Brewster, and then when Lennox Lewis got knocked out by Oliver McCall, what they did was they built a style for those guys to protect their chin so they don't get knocked out ever again. And I think Tyson Fury treated the Wilder fight like I got knocked out. Not that he got locked out, but I need that help from a Kronk type of trainer. So I think he's going to win a 12-round, very boring decision, honestly.
Boring decision.
Very boring decision.
Well, I say the
Look at
opposite, but I also say Tyson Fury is gonna win, and I'm gonna stick with my guns. Not these guns, but the guns where I said originally in the second question. Tyson Fury, can he win by knockout? I believe he is gonna win by knockout, and he's also said that he's gonna win by knockout. Not in the second round, in my opinion, like what he says. But I feel that he's going to knock him out in the 10th round. In the later rounds, he's going to knock him out when after he's frustrated them so much, peppering them in the jabs, double, triple jabs, and then hitting them with the right, going underneath his punches, and making them swing for the fences. As I've told many people, it's the punch, not the punch that you don't see that knocks you out, but it's also the punch that you throw with all your might and you don't hit anything is what takes you out of the fight. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's going to happen. And with also throwing in the fact that the feet placement are going to be out of whack, and boom, the right hand's coming and it's good night. And he's going to knock him out. His feet, his hands are going to be wild when he gets up. It's going to be kind of like the Trevor Burbick and Mike Tyson. When Mike Tyson won the heavyweight title.
The old stanky leg.
Deontay Wilder is going to go whoop, whoop. yeah, he's gonna be all over the place.
Now, really quickly, how does I'll answer after you. How does Deontay Wilder win the fight? Deontay Wilder wins if. What's your?
Deontay Wilder wins early. Wilder wins early. I feel that he's not gonna waste any time. He's not gonna waste any time. He's gonna come at him really, really quick. And I feel like if he knocks him out, he knocks him out early in the round. I say within 3 rounds.
I say the first 4 or 5 rounds, and I might even have to be earlier because I think he has to. And another thing where the way he wins, I think, is if Tyson Fury gets hit by the right, he was almost knocked out. He has to go into this fight like still being wary of that right hand, even though I think it's a better fight. So if Fury disrespects Wilder's power, he's going to get knocked out. He has to maintain. He can't go in for a firefight with Wilder because he has to. I think he can. Like you said, if he's going to win it by knockout, he's going to win the 10th round after an accumulation of punches by sticking to his guns, by being a very, very compact, complete fighter, and then eventually he's going to knock him out. I don't think he can win a firefight with him. So if he gets cocky, Wilder's going to take him out.
Oh, man. Again, man. Hey, man, these are all great questions, Theo.
Absolutely.
These are all great questions, man.
Blame preguntas.
Muy buenas preguntas. Muy buenas preguntas. But you know what? I can't wait to see it. Besides this Tyson Fury fight, I also wanted to go ahead and touch up really quick on. We also have a fight coming up. Is it this weekend?
I think it's next. The
We're
24th.
talking about Jesse Vargas and Mikey Garcia.
29th, the week after.
So the week after. And you know what? I really wanted to cover the Mikey Garcia fight. But, I mean, obviously, this is one of the biggest heavyweight title fights of all time.
Oh, wow.
So we had to cover this.
Yeah.
Fight. But, hey, man,
I say Mike
that's going to be
Garcia.
a great fight. That's going to be a great fight. Really quick prediction on that. Who do you think's going to win?
I think Mikey Garcia is going to win by decision. I think that he's just going to. I think he's the way more talented fighter at that weight. Mikey Garcia hasn't really knocked anybody out really at the weight class that he's at right now.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win I think he's going to beat up Vargas and win a decision.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, we saw him too.
Yeah, we did see him.
You took a picture with him.
Yeah. We did see him. We did see him at the Chavez fight.
That's right. Yeah.
The Chavez fight, Chavez Jr.
And he's looking really good.
Really good.
But then again, I saw Ruiz I saw Ruiz at the Canelo fight when he fought Kovalev, and he looked fantastic. Then he shows up like 30 pounds more than I saw him in a month. It was crazy. He looked really slender.
Yeah.
So who knows?
So I'm looking forward to that fight as well. I feel like Mikey Garcia is gonna win as well, but I'm also gonna go with. I'm gonna agree with you. A decision because, like I said, it's the big difference when you're fighting these bigger fighters. Jesse Vargas is not that big, but still he's more established at 147, and Mikey Garcia hasn't really shown us that he has the power to knock anybody out at 147.
He didn't really show it at 140, let alone 147.
Yes. So yes, I do got Mikey Garcia by decision, and but to go along with that though, who would you like to see him fight next after? If he were to be victorious, not to take anything away from Jesse, if he were to be victorious at 147 versus Jesse Vargas, who would you like to see him fight next?
I don't think it's going to happen. I would love to see him fight Terrence Crawford. I think that'd be a banger of a fight because, styles make fights. Mikey Garcia is, he got bullied around by Spence because Spence is a naturally bigger fighter. Terrence Crawford is not that much naturally bigger than he's going to be bigger, but not that much bigger. And I think Mikey Garcia, if he starts off quick, can really frustrate Crawford because Mean Machine frustrated Crawford for a few rounds. So I think that Garcia can really give him a tough battle and take him to deep waters. I think Crawford eventually wins because he's just a more established 147 guy, and he's going to have more power, and they pretty much have the same amount of speed, and Crawford has way more of a pop. Yeah. But I think that'd be a very, very intriguing fight, and I think Garcia would hold his own, but I think Crawford would eventually win. It's not going to happen. He'll probably fight like Danny Garcia or something like that, but that's a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the fight I would like to see. I would like to see him fight Manny Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. I would love to see Mikey Garcia fight Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao, again, is a smaller fighter, just like Mikey Garcia, but I feel that he could hurt Manny Pacquiao. And I feel like this would be the great opportunity to take
Yeah.
him out because Manny Pacquiao, even though he's older in age, he still just beat one of the best fighters in this weight division, and Keith Thurman.
Yeah.
So I feel that that's the fight to make, so that way Mikey Garcia can go into that superstardom and get those other fights. But I feel like the fight that's going to happen after this will be Danny Garcia.
I agree. The thing that really bothers me about him fighting Pacquiao is that I'm not sure if it's a Spence thing or a lefty thing, but he did not look comfortable at all against the lefty.
Yeah, well, Errol Spence is a different beast.
He is, but
huge. He is huge, much much bigger than Terrence Crawford.
yes,
much
but
wider.
Manny Pacquiao's gonna be much faster than Errol Spence was.
Oh yeah.
So it's
yeah.
gonna be interesting just to see. I'd be intrigued by that fight just to see.
We
I'd
got so many.
I'd even be intrigued by Danny Garcia because Danny Garcia got that left hook with
Yeah,
the
I
power at
want to see Danny
147.
Garcia against Mike Garcia.
I mean, that's the least of the three I want to see, but I mean, I'm still intrigued by it. I think it'd be an okay fight.
Well, in honesty, I am excited for all these fights, regardless of what fight that comes out. I feel like boxing is alive right now, and I'm excited to see these upcoming fights. And what I am excited more on is A to Z Combat, growing our subscribers. So again, if you can go ahead and click on the link, if you can go ahead and subscribe to us, follow my boy Ernie Green. We'll go ahead and put his tagline on Instagram and his Facebook, so you can go ahead and follow him. He's a funny dude. Again, his name is Ernie Green, not Bobby Hill, not Charlie Brown. So again, if you can he actually does some comedy out here in the Valley. So when he does do some shows, I'll go ahead and post them on here, so you guys can go ahead and follow. Go check him out. Go ahead, check him out live. Other than that, thank you so much for following us, and thank you so much for listening in.
And peace out.
A to Z Combat. We're out.
We out.
All right. Cool, man. That was a good one, man. Good one.
Nice.